Hello everybody and welcome to my September TBR. So if you watched my August wrap up, you'll know that I have a couple of books that are still on the go. So first of all, I'm wanting to complete War and Peace in the month of September. As I said, the deadline for this has now been moved to September 21st. So I will be finishing the second half of this before September 21st. I'll continue to put out a discussion video for the next two volumes fortnightly, so the next one is due next Monday. Next up, I will also be continuing on the second reader, the classical read-along, and that is Metamorphosis by Ovid. I'm over halfway through, so it shouldn't take me too long into September to finish this one either. I'm going to try and get it through as a priority so I can do my wrap-up video for the read-along and a discussion of how I went with classical literature. And following on from that, I will then read Go Meets Boy by Ali Smith as the modern adaptation of Metamorphosis. So moving on to the new stuff, because read-alongs seem to be going so well for me and I'm completing them right on time, I've decided that I'm going to join the Gone Girl read-along hosted by Max at Well Done Books and Liz at Liz Loves Lit. Somehow I don't think this is going to be quite on the scale of War and Peace and Homer and Ovid to get through. I think once I start this, it'll be very easy to get through it all. This again is something that I've been really interested in for a long time, so when the read-along came up, I couldn't resist, but I've really got to stop joining read-alongs. So I'll put a link to the video announcement for the read-along, but the hashtag that everyone's using is XOXOGoneGirl, and I'm sure most of you have heard about this already. There seems to be a lot of booktubers participating in this, so I'm really excited to get to it. We'll see what happens. The next books that I really have to read in the month of September, and these will be familiar for anybody who watched my Booktubeathon videos, are Wolfskin and Fox Mask by Julie Aurelia. These I had on my TBR for the Booktubeathon as start and finish a series, but I didn't get to them. And I haven't got to them in August either because of all the read-alongs that I started. But these are the only books by Julie Aurelia that I haven't read. And she has a new book that's being launched on October 2nd in Perth in Western Australia, and I have booked in to attend it. So I'm going to fly over. I live in Victoria. I'm going to fly over and have a little holiday in Western Australia and attend the book launch. And I'm really looking forward to it, but I want to have read all of her books before I get there. So in the month of September, I need to finish these two. They are quite hefty, but she's just fantastic. So it's not going to take me too long once I get started, because I know I'm going to want to read and read and read. But I have to kind of get War and Peace and Metamorphosis out of the way first, so I continue to make progress on them as well. But these are definites that I want to get to in September. And then if I get through all of that, I am re-putting The Killing Moon by N.K. Jemisin back on the list, because I wanted to read this before the next Book Riot Quarterly box arrives. That doesn't look like it's going to happen, because again, this is going to be the lower priority of the things on my TBR for September. But I want to at least pretend that I'm going to keep trying to read the things from the box. So I think now my new criteria is I've got to read this before I can read anything from the new Book Riot Quarterly box when it arrives. And I have to read whatever's in that box before the next one comes out. On audiobook, I've already started The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton, so I'm a few hours into that now. So that will be my first audiobook for the month. The next one will be decided by Audiobook Jar when I finish that one. I'm not going to pull anything out of my book jars in book at this stage because I've got enough to do. But next month, hopefully, I'll be able to pull out a couple of things from my book jars to show you those. I'm also not going to put any Agatha Christie's in my TBR this month, even though I've still got 9 to read before the end of the year, because it just seems a little bit full up at this point in time, and I seem to have a habit of setting overly ambitious TBRs, so trying to, well, this is already ridiculous, but that's okay. If I do happen to find that I have some time at the end of all this, probably what will next be on my list is an Agatha Christie, and the next one of those I'm up to is Dumb Witness, which is another Hercule Poirot novel. Oh god, I think it's the biggest one yet. So this is my next ridiculous TBR, but if you take into account that I am already 50% through the top 2, it's not so bad. At least that's what I'm telling myself. I'm sure you'll get sick of me overestimating and failing soon, but I don't consider that I did fail last month for all that I didn't quite get there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.